Hey, good morning. Ugh, what day is it? Wednesday, May 6th. Let's do a little yoga this morning. We'll get started in just a moment. See if any more people pop on. I need to get my lighting a little better here. Okay. Pardon me a moment. Okay, I am now a little more ready. So let's begin. Wednesday morning, one of many Wednesday mornings with the unchanging. Okay. Just get my lights operational. See if that does it. Okay, something's not quite the way it was before. And here we go. Okay, All right. Let's get this nice set up. All right. So we're going to come into a comfortable seated position this morning. My hair thing's ready. We're just going to start with some pranayama, some nadi shodhana breathing, alternate nostril breathing. All right, so what that looks like is with your right hand, you're going to close in your index and middle fingers, okay? And making a little nose pincher with your thumb and ring finger, okay? And then bring that in front of your nose. So the order when we switch aside, think of it as alphabetical order if you get a little lost or confused. So your right ring finger is going to close your left nostril. You're going to breathe out through the right nostril. And then in through that same side. And then close your thumb out your, close both nostrils. Hold that breath in for a moment. And then release the left side, your right ring finger, and exhale. Inhale. Close the nostrils, hold a moment. Open the other side, exhale. Then inhale. And close it. Open the other side, exhale. Then inhale. So you get the idea. You're holding. Good morning. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah. So you're just releasing one nostril at a time. While you have the breath in, you're closing both, holding that for a moment before you switch sides. Yeah. Then you exhale and then inhale as you're alternating sides here. So go at a pace that feels good and calming to you. And as we go through this pattern of breathing, see if perhaps the tempo can start to gradually slow itself down. Go one more each side. Okay, bring the arms down, anywhere that's comfortable for you. Now just let the breath do its thing through both nostrils at the same time. All right, let's do some more warm up for your neck. So now with your eyes open, swivel your head right and left. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna catch up on getting my hair up. A little behind on that this morning. All right, and then take that head movement to up and down. And on the up, you're trying not to lay the back of your head on your traps, on the backs of your shoulders here, but you're just so lifted in the chin that there's still a little space there between the back of your the back of your skull and your upper traps at the top here. I bring that back to center. And head tilts, right and left. Squeezing ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. All right, and then move that around in half circles, full circles, whatever's feeling good and useful to you this morning. Or you could come back to, maybe swiveling right and left or up and down. You could always come back to a direction that was feeling good before. Make sure you go both directions. Okay, bring the head back to center. Let's take a few breaths there and center. Maybe clasp the hands on top of your head for a moment to let the head lengthen up into the hands. Great. From there, let's come into a tabletop on our hands and knees. Okay, make sure that any props you might want to use are gathered close by. If you use a towel or blocks or any such things. All right, so let your fingers spread apart, hands take up space. Okay, and we're gonna start with first just a shift of the shoulders, front and back. And it's mindful stretch. And as the shoulders go forwards, you are keeping the heels of your palms on the mat. So just feeling the weight go into different parts of the hand. So if you don't need to, if just putting the hands flat on the mat is a fairly intense stretch for you, then no need to take the shoulders any further. Just work here, just work in what's the right amount of stretch for you. All right, and then stack the shoulders over the wrists again. So now your elbows are going to stay over your wrists. We're essentially going to do some chaturanga push-ups, but we're not worrying about our plank right now. Okay, so you're just bending the elbows and the shoulders go a little forwards and back. So my elbows are staying over the wrists. To bend, shoulders have to come a little forwards. Okay, which often it's hard to find. We want to kind of stay back here. Okay, but to really work that shoulder and back engagement, we actually want that chest coming a little forwards. So feel free to keep this small, especially if you feel like you are going to face plant. So just keep it tiny. Keep it small. Yeah. And it shouldn't be very much, much more of a shoulder stretch than when the shoulders are just stacked, because you're not actually bringing the elbows forwards. It is what's above the elbows going forwards. Okay, let's do a couple more. So we're just not worrying about that plank at all. As you bend the elbows, they bend straight back towards your knees. Great. And then let's sit back on the heels in child's pose. All right, then from child's pose, let's lie down on our bellies. Good. So hands are flat on the mat, a little behind the shoulders. Okay. Lift your right leg just an inch off the mat. Lengthen back through those toes a little more. You're trying to touch the wall behind you, and put the leg down. All right, and lift other side just an inch. Stretch it back more, like the leg is trying to escape from your hip socket, and place it down. Good. Now legs stay down on the mat. Inhale, lift up to a baby cobra, and lower down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Great. Now reach the arms back. Okay? Your arms and chest and head, but not the legs, will lift off the mat, and we're going to do that 3 times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And 1 more. Really try and keep those legs down. I know they don't want to stay down. And lower. Great. Now stack the hands and place your forehead on top of your hands. Okay. Now head stays down, and we're going to lift the legs. Lift those legs up, long and straight. Lower them down. And lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Great. For 3. Down. 2. And down. Last 1. Lifting and down. Good. All right, now press back to child's pose. We'll take a couple breaths there before coming up to downward dog. From child's pose, rise up to downward dog, up onto your hands and feet. All right, and take a moment to ease into this shape. Maybe you're pedaling the feet or shrugging the shoulders up and down. Maybe you sway side to side. Kind of what I feel like doing today. I feel like stepping my feet as wide as my mat and taking a little sway side to side. So yeah, just kind of getting into what is this May 6th, 8 something a.m. 2020 body feeling like. So is there anything surprising? Is there any not surprising sensations? And every day is a new day with our bodies. All right, let's start to take the feet forward to a forward fold at the front of your mat. So really just squish on in here. Good. Inhale, come up to a long, flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Palms come together overhead. Exhale, they lower to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to floor or blocks. Step the left foot way back on your mat. Keep that left leg straight. Good. Come up onto your fingertips. Arch your chest up and forwards. Good. So we try and lead this with your chest and not just craning your head back. So you might still have your gaze on the floor. Okay, just really try and bring that rib cage forwards. All right, and then step the left foot forwards and take the right leg back. So that back knee is staying straight, straight, straight. Come up onto fingertips, whether that's on your mat or on a prop. Good. Heart shining forwards. All right, and step the right foot forwards. Forward fold. Inhale, come up to a long, flat back. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale to stand all the way up with a big reach. And if you need to bend your knees to kind of give more ease to the spine as it's coming up, please use that bend. And lower, hands to your heart. Yeah, so when things are not feeling right, like they're sort of bringing up like danger, any movements that bring up danger signals, as opposed to like just kind of, oh, discomfort I'm easing into, or, you know, things like that. Please listen to that. Try and modify so that that danger signal is not happening, or, you know, maybe you skip that entirely. Because when I can't see you, you've got to really be aware and tune in and, you know, take ownership, sovereignty, something, some SAT word. All right, I know, let's get on with it. All right, inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor or blocks. Step the right foot way back on your mat. Legs going to stay super straight in the back. Front one's really bent. Fingertips, chest up and forwards. All right, and step that right foot forwards. To take the left foot back. And fingertips, chest up and forwards. And step the back foot in. Inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your hearts. All right, we're going to be putting our back knee down this time into a low lunge. So if that means that you want a towel or blanket for that knee back there, go ahead and take a moment to set that up. And unrelated to lunging, but I could use a sip of water. Okay. All right. That's what I get for interrupting the flow. I swallow down the wrong way. Okay. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor or blocks. Step the left foot way back on your mat. Lower that knee down. And bring the arms up into a low lunge. And lower the hands down. So remember, you can use blocks here, books, what have you. Yeah, if your hands need a higher surface than the floor to assist as we transition our legs. The left foot comes forwards, the right leg goes back. That knee lowers down. Arms reach up. Lower the hands down. Step the back foot forwards to forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen and stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, we're essentially going to do that same thing again, but it's going to be right foot back and then left. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, hands to floor or blocks, props. Step the right foot back. Lower the knee down. Maybe the back toes stay tucked under this time. Maybe they don't. And lower the hands down. Step your back foot forwards and your front foot back. So switching sides. Left leg back now. Knee lowers down. Two arms reach up. Hips are pressing forwards. That left glute is pushing you forwards. Nice. Engaging in the core, and if you feel like your waist is trying to lift up out of the hips, then your ribs are trying to lift up out of the waist, and neck is trying to lift up out of the spine. And bring the hands down. Step the back foot forwards to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, okay. So let's stand on our right leg. Okay, we're gonna be stepping up to the side. So adjust yourself in a way that gives you space to do that. So hands in some decisive place, it's up to you. Just try not to let them do this. The arms think that helps, but it does not really. All right, so standing on the right leg. This leg is just gonna stay as is. As you step the left foot out, let it bend, and then boom, try and come back to a balance on that leg. Good. And that might be more of a tap than a lift. So if that just kind of keeps things calmer here, totally fine. Okay. I feel like oftentimes doing the quote unquote easier version just sort of helps the body feel that something is possible. So the length and depth of this side lunge is totally up to you. Maybe it's more of a weight transfer this morning for spatial or other reasons. Let's go two more. Really just getting the brain and body talking to each other. To then, as you may have guessed, come into Vrikshasana, archery pose. Whatever height that foot is on your leg. Remember, it doesn't have to be inner thigh. That's what we're aiming for. There's a lot of things we aim for in yoga, right? And we just gotta believe in the reach, believe in the aiming for, even if that's not happening yet. We gotta not hit our target a bunch of times before we finally do. All right, let the lifted foot come down. Say thank you in any physical way you like to your standing leg. All right, and then give yourself space to step out to your right or whatever your other side is at this time. So aiming to just zoom that side lunge right up to a balance. But, if it takes a tap, then a lift, that's not a problem. Okay, and make sure that this knee of this leg is feeling okay. So make sure that it's tracking right over the toes here. So it could be a little turn out to this leg, or it could turn in. It's really, what's most important on that is that when the knee bends, it's tracking over the second and third toe. And if that's hard to control going big, keep it smaller. Keep it in a range that you can, really keep tabs on this. All right, let's go a couple more. And then zip that up into our tree. Okay. Stand on it like you mean it. Vrikshasana. All right, let that foot come down. Maybe things take a little shake. All right, step up to the top of your mat. I'm just gonna make this the top of my mat. No, because I can, except I'm not gonna have a lot of space. Scooch that back a bit. Okay, now take a choose your own adventure vinyasa flow. If you've been taking my class for a while, you know what I mean. I'll give our options as we go. All right, so from the top of your mat, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You might just stay here until we cycle back to this shape, or plant the palms down and take the feet back to downward dog. This is another place you might stay. We will come back to this shape in just a moment. Or your yogi journey branches off to high plank. Good. You can also just kind of high plank and downward dog. Yeah, if that's a good amount of challenge, you could keep it there. Or from your high plank, from your toes, or you could put your knees down. You lower to hover, and from there go into that back bend, or you just let yourself come down as slow and controlled as you can. And then arch up to a cobra. Good. Or an upward dog where you lift the thighs. Good. Then use an exhale to hover up and back to downward dog. Good. And if you need to put your knees on the mat to help you get out of that arch, that is not a problem. All right. Let's do that. Just the vinyasa flow. If you're going into that this morning, the chaturanga to back bend, let's do that one more time if you feel like it. So we inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up. Exhale, downward dog. Yes, you still have all of the other options there, even if I don't say them. I can only say so many words in one breath. All right, if you're in downward dog, let's walk or hop forwards to a forward fold. If you've been in forward fold this time, hey, we have come, you've cycled back around to meet up. All right, inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Yeah. So it's just like if, we were all hiking together and, some of us needed to hike off into the woods and go to the bathroom and some didn't. No. So some people just stay on the trail and then the others come back. Yeah. All right. So You pick what's neat for you in your yoga journey this morning. All right, take those feet nice and wide. Okay, so aiming to get one of your own leg lengths between your feet. So that kind of determines how wide you're aiming to go. Turn the right toes out all the way and left toes in a little bit, provided that doesn't bother the ankle. And bend the right knee, warrior two. Turn the right palm up, reverse your warrior, side bending to your left. And today I'm going to suggest that you snake that left arm around your back with the palm facing out. All right, and then keep the side bend, straighten the right leg. Nice, and then bend it again. And lean over to your right to side angle pose. Maybe keeping that left arm bound if it feels good to you, but that left arm could always reach up to the ceiling or over towards the front of your mat. Yeah. And if you want to bring that right hand lower, like down to your right ankle or a block, you've got that option. All right, inhale, lift back up to warrior two. All right, step your left foot a little bit forward, so the direction you're facing. Step that left foot out a little bit, and then pivot to a lunge with that right foot in front. So you're trying to face the right leg. And right hand to the right knee, left hand down to the floor or a block, inside of that right foot. And then spin the chest up and reach the arms up, arm, singular arm, just the right arm. Simple twist. Bring the right hand down. Good, and use that hand to lift your chest back up. Then open that back up to warrior two. And then hands to the hips. Let's switch sides. Turn the right toes in a little bit. Left toes out all the way. Good. Left heel in line with right heel or maybe the arch of your right foot. Bend your left knee. Warrior two. Turn the left palm up. Reverse your warrior. Side bending to your right. Okay. Suggestion to bring that right arm around that back this morning. Palms facing out. And then lean over to your left forearm on thigh, or maybe that left hand's reaching down lower. Side angle pose. You can keep this right arm bound or not. And then use an inhale to bring yourself back up to warrior two. Good. And then you can bring hands to your hips if you like. Sometimes it's just good to have a decisive place for the hands. Step that right foot forwards a little bit. Turn to face the left leg into a crescent lunge. So we're going to lift that back heel up. We're going to pivot onto the ball of that back foot. Arms are reaching up. Nice. And if the prop was helpful on the first side, make sure you've brought it with you to the second side. Left hand down onto the left thigh. Right hand down to the floor or a block on the inside. Press down to spin the chest up and reach the left arm up. All right, bring that left hand down to the left leg to help you lift the chest back up out of that twist. Out that to warrior two on your left side. And then pivot that over to warrior one on your right side. So turn to face the right leg. Good. Point those left toes slightly forwards. That back foot is fully flat this time. So take two arms up, warrior one. And then we're going to bow forwards to humble warrior. So that might be hands on hips, and you're squeezing those elbows and shoulders up to the ceiling as you dive forwards. Or you might bind the arms, interlacing the fingers, or you could hold a strap or a towel between your arms if that's where you can get the elbows fully straight. Good. So puff that chest up a little more, and then hinge forwards. If the elbows easily straighten, then maybe the arms start to lift away from the back. But if they're lifting and they're still bent, your shoulders are going to round forwards, which is what we don't want. So if you're just focusing on straightening, keep those arms touching your back and squeeze those shoulders up. Inhale to come up. And all right, let go of those arms. Open that up to warrior two on the right side. Okay, you might need a little bit of shifting to get into the alignment. All right, and now triangle. Straighten the right leg. Your hips glide left. Right armpit reaches out to the right. Right hand comes down to the right leg. Left arm up to the ceiling. And bend the right knee. Warrior two. All right, hands to hips. Pivot through center. Turn to face that left leg. Good. Right toes pointing slightly forward, so about 2 o'clock is the angle of that right foot if the front of your mat is 12. Good. You're facing that left leg. Two arms up, warrior one. And then fingers interlace behind the back. If you're doing the interlace, put the other hand in front. Good. Or maybe it's just hands on hips, and you're trying to point those elbows up as you hinge forwards. Yeah. For some bodies, that's going to be a more effective chest opener than trying to bring the hands together. Good. So you fold forwards to your humble warrior, like we did on the first side. Inhale to come up. Good. Open that up to warrior two. So left leg is still bent. And then the left leg straightens. And we stretch that out to Trikonasana. Hips gliding right. Good. Stretch that left armpit out. Left hand comes down to anywhere on the left leg. Right arm up to the sky. Bend the left knee, come up to warrior two. And then straighten both legs. Make the feet level and parallel to each other. For our wide angle standing forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands can be on the hips, or if you want to add a shoulder stretch to that, you can have the hands bound behind your back or bound with a prop. Either way, let's inhale and lengthen before we fold. And then exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. All right, walk the hands back in towards each other. Just see if the time is roughly what I think it is. Good. All right, so come on up to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. From that forward fold to a downward dog, or however you want to lie down on your belly. So, no spoiler alert, we're lying down on our belly. And once we're all the way down here, reach those arms back. Good. Inhale, lift up to Shalabhasana, locust pose. Good. So squeezing the buttocks, squeezing the back. Good. Not over squeezing the neck. It does need to lift your head up some. It doesn't need to grab it back like this. We want to be able to breathe through the throat, especially because our belly is squished at the moment. All right, and lower down. Turn your head to one side. Recenter your head. Bend both knees. Good. Or you're going to do another locust pose. Sorry, my sentences got a little out of order. You're going to either do another locust pose, or you're going to bend the knees, grab a hold of the feet, and lift up to bow pose. You could also do locust with bent knees, and you're just not worried about grabbing those feet. You're just lifting up. Or you're grabbing on and lifting. All right. And that feels like a good amount of time for you. Come on down. Release the legs. Turn your head to the other side. Recenter the head. Come on up to a tabletop on your hands and knees. We are setting up for a thread the needle twist. Yeah. As always, feel free to pad those knees, and that's helpful for you. All right, I'm going to take the right arm up and thread it behind the left until that right shoulder is down on the mat. If it's hard to get that right shoulder all the way down, I definitely recommend trying to fill in that gap. So a blanket, a towel, I got a hoodie here. It's going to be a great way to, so you do want to have that right shoulder resting on a surface. Good for that twist to pivot over. If that right shoulder is just hovering over air, it's going to be hard to press into the twist. And step back up out of that twist. And go to the other side. Take the left arm up. Thread it through. Left shoulder drops down to maybe a squishy prop or the floor. And then right hand helps you press more into the twist. Just bringing the shoulder down to the mat. That might be enough twist. You might not need to add any extra push on top of that. And lift back up out of that twist. All right, so you can come to, you could be kneeling on your knees. Maybe you're sitting on your heels with the toes tucked under or not. Just gonna do ourselves a nice gentle camel here. So hands to the low back, lift the chest. So hands might come down to your heels or props. My quarantine camel, that's not happening at all. Whew. This was never an especially fun pose for me. Back bending is not natural to my body. And quarantine is making that even less natural. So I'm just chilling with my hands on my back. And come on out when you are ready to then have a seat in butterfly, Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana. Need to review my Sanskrit terms. All right, so bring your soles of the feet together. Hands around ankles or maybe around toes. Nice. And you're either lengthening upwards or upwards then forwards, right? Trying to get into those outer hips. And so then you might feel that more in the inner thighs. Maybe that's, your tighter spot and you feel it there first. And so just be that stretch. Inhale to come up. All right. Next, we're going to lie down on our backs. So we're going to first set up for a bridge pose. Knees bent, feet flat. Good. Arms along your side. I've been sort of having fun with the variation of thinking of lifting your upper back, your mid back first, then lifting the hips. I kind of like the squeeze that gets. So with the arms close to your side, you bend your elbows, fingers point to the ceiling. It just kind of helps you get a firmer push into the floor. All right, you're going to keep your tailbone on the mat to start. Shoulders stay down. You're going to puff your chest up. And you might even sort of try and like scoot your tailbone up closer to your shoulders to really get that squeeze and arch in the back, right? And then shoot those knees forwards to lift the hips up and find your bridge pose. So if you're digging the feeling of having the elbows bent, you can keep them bent the whole time, or they can straighten or bind underneath you. And come on down. Bring the knees together to touch and step the feet a little wider apart. Separate the knees. Put the right ankle on the left thigh and pull that in to a figure four. Release and switch sides. In your figure four, left ankle on right thigh. Pull it in. Release your finger four. Set your feet down on the mat. Sway your knees side to side. So you can determine the placement of your feet by just where do you get the best sway? What sway do you like best? Let that decide where the feet go. So mine are a little ways out, about a foot away from me, and they're nice and wide. That's feeling good too, to me personally right now. All right, and then let's stretch out into our Shavasana. Come back into your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Pulling them back alongside the ears. Bend your knees and roll over onto one side. Let the knees slide up in front of you. And then use both hands to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So whatever that is for your body in this moment. Let's bring the palms together at your heart and close our practice by chanting one Om all together. First, exhale fully. Then a deep inhale. Thank you so much for joining in this morning. Namaste. Thank you all. A great rest of your day. If you liked this practice, this video, click the little thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel. I'll also put donation info in the description in just a moment. It's not there yet. Thank you for tuning in. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. This nice, gentle flow going on. So have a great rest of your day. And thank you, Rebecca. Hope to see you Friday, or hope that you'll see me on Friday.